Hello, AI enthusiasts, and welcome to AI for the People, your daily AI news fix.
It's amazing how much is happening in AI right now.
It really is. There's so much to cover today.
We've got some big stories today, from Google to Salesforce to some really fascinating research coming out of MIT.
Definitely a lot to dive into,
Yeah,
so let's get right to it.
sounds good.
First up, Google AI just released a new deep learning model,
This one's focused on climate data analysis.
and it's designed to improve weather predictions, which is a pretty big deal, right?
Huge deal. Think about it. Better climate models could really help us get ahead of extreme weather.
Exactly. We could be talking about saving lives and property.
Absolutely. And you know what else is interesting?
What's that?
This could lead to personalized climate risk assessments,
Whoa, you mean like based on where you live and what you do?
Exactly. AI could tell you your own personal risk from climate change.
Wow, that's a whole other level of AI impacting our lives.
It really is.
Okay, so moving on, Salesforce announced a big upgrade to their Einstein Copilot.
Yeah, this AI assistant can now understand and respond to complex questions.
And get this in multiple languages.
I know that's huge for global businesses. Imagine instant customer service, no matter what language you speak.
Talk about breaking down barriers.
Totally.
Now, for something completely different, MIT researchers have developed an algorithm that improves object detection.
And here's the kicker, it works in low light conditions.
Wait, so like cameras that can see in the dark?
Pretty much think about the implications for safety and security.
It's mind-blowing, everything from preventing crime to finding people in emergencies.
Exactly. And let's not forget self-driving cars.
Oh, right. They rely on object detection, too.
Being able to see in the dark is crucial for them, especially at night.
It's amazing how these AI developments have ripple effects across so many areas.
Totally.
Now let's shift gears to healthcare. DeepMind and a leading university have teamed up
They've created an AI tool that can predict genetic predispositions.
to rare diseases.
This is massive for personalized medicine. Imagine early detection and targeted treatments.
Potentially life-changing stuff.
Absolutely.
Switching gears again, Visa has rolled out a new AI system,
This one's designed to combat money laundering.
and early tests show a 20% increase in detection rates.
That's a big jump in financial security.
Definitely. And it raises the question of AI and ethics.
You're right. We need to ensure AI is used responsibly.
Absolutely.
Now let's talk about Ford. They've partnered with Argo AI to test self-driving cars,
And not just anywhere. They're testing them in urban environments.
with plans for wider commercial use by 2026.
Wow, self-driving cars are getting closer to reality.
It's going to be interesting to see how this impacts our cities.
Yeah, will there be less traffic, fewer accidents?
And what about jobs in the transportation sector?
So many questions, but it's exciting.
It really is. It shows how AI advancements go beyond just technology.
They bring up ethical and social and economic questions too.
Absolutely. These are the conversations we need to be having as AI becomes more prevalent.
Well said. We've covered a lot in this first segment, but we're just getting started.
Stay tuned for more fascinating AI news in part 2 of our deep dive. It's wild, right? All these advancements coming so fast.
Yeah, it makes you wonder where it's all headed.
And how we make sure it all goes in the right direction.
Exactly. Which brings to mind the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission.
Right. They just proposed new guidelines for AI transparency.
So companies have to be more open about how their AI systems work.
Especially when it comes to influencing consumer decisions.
Makes sense. Like, how do we know we're getting a fair shake if we don't know how the AI is making choices?
It's about trust and fairness.
For sure, transparency is key.
And speaking of fairness, there's that legal battle going on in the music industry.
Oh, right, the one with the AI music generator.
Yeah, a group of musicians is suing for copyright infringement.
It's a tough one. If AI can make music that sounds like a human wrote it who owns the rights.
It challenges our whole idea of creativity and ownership.
And it's not just music. We're seeing similar issues in art and literature.
As AI gets better at creating original content, these questions are going to keep coming up
Definitely. We need to figure out the legal and ethical frameworks for all this.
before it gets out of hand.
Okay, so shifting gears a bit, there's some interesting news in the agriculture world.
Yeah, that AI startup focused on precision farming.
They just got a ton of funding.
$60 million to be exact.
That's a lot of faith in AI's potential.
It shows people are taking this seriously, using AI to solve real-world problems.
Like food security and sustainability.
Precision farming can really optimize crop yields and reduce waste.
It's a win-win for farmers and the environment.
Exactly.
Speaking of win-win, a study from Carnegie Mellon University found something pretty cool.
Oh yeah, the one about personalized learning paths.
They saw a big increase in student engagement when they used AI to tailor the learning experience.
It makes sense, right? When you're learning stuff that's relevant to you and at your own pace, you're going to be more engaged
It's about making education more effective and enjoyable.
and accessible to everyone.
Wow, we've covered so much ground today.
From climate change to copyright law to farming to education.
It's incredible how AI is touching every part of our lives.
And we're not done yet. We still have a few quick hits to share.
Let's hear them.
I'm really struck by how much AI is changing the world. Like, it's not just one thing, it's everything.
I know, right? It's hard to wrap your head around it all.
It really is, and the pace of change is just incredible.
What do you think is the most important thing we've learned today?
That's a tough one. There's so much, but honestly, I think it's the ethical side of AI.
Yeah, like how do we make sure it's used for good?
Exactly. We talked about the FTC wanting more transparency from companies.
Right, and that whole debate about AI music and copyright.
And then there's the issue of bias in
It
algorithms.
seems like every AI advancement comes with a whole set of ethical questions.
It definitely does, and we need to keep those questions front and center, you know.
Absolutely, we can't just get caught up in the cool factor and forget about the potential downsides.
I mean, AI is a powerful tool, but it's a tool that humans created.
So we have a responsibility to make sure it's used responsibly.
And that's where everyone comes in. You know, we all have a role to play.
So what can our listeners do to stay informed about all this?
Well, first, don't try to be an expert on everything. It's too much.
Yeah, pick and choose what interests you.
Exactly. There's so many great resources out there, podcasts, articles, online courses, you name it.
And don't be afraid to ask questions. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Challenge assumptions. Think critically about what you're hearing.
Because ultimately, the future of AI is up to us.
It's not some predetermined thing. It's something we're shaping together.
Well said. I think that's a great note to end on.
It's been a fascinating conversation, hasn't it?
Definitely a lot to think about.
That's what we aim for.
Thanks for joining us, everyone, for another deep dive into the world of AI.
Until next time, stay curious and stay informed.
We'll be back tomorrow with more AI news, so make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell.
See you then.
Bye for now.